What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Forbes 30 Under 30, a.k.a. the second best baby blues in San Francisco, a.k.a. the birthday boy at Tim Geddes.
32,
Happy
baby.
Birthday!
Feels so different than 31, you know?
No,
just
it
as
doesn't.
stressed, just as tired. Nothing's changed. Just as happy, though, so there's that.
I want to talk all about this birthday and what.
Cool. Uh-oh. Greg froze in a power stance right there. He's giving us the best Zoolander, dude.
My goodness.
Holy shit. That
Am I
was
still frozen?
incredible.
No, you're back. You're
We've
back.
been having
now.
internet problems today. Comcast haunts me like it haunted the studio. It's haunting me today. So I said, anyways, producer Nick Scarpino.
Hey, how's it going? Just so you know, Jackie, that introduction scares the shit out of me every single time he does it too. And I've worked with him for 15
I
years.
jumped. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah.
And
It's
rounding
actually
out
like
the
how I get up in the
quartet
morning.
this week, she is one of the hosts of E3 2021. It's Jackie Jing. Hello, Jackie.
Aw, I get a clap. Thanks, guys.
Of course you do. Of course
Hello. Hello.
you do. Nick, you were
Happy
trying to
to be
keep on
here.
insulting me. What were you trying to do over there?
No, I wasn't insulting you. I was just saying like Greg has a power to his voice that you don't know because a lot of people don't see Greg off camera, unless you work with him or you live with him or you're hiding out in his closet like I used to sometimes.
Sure.
And you don't realize that most of the time he's powered down, Greg. He keeps the energy level low on purpose to keep some fuel in the tank, so to speak.
Sure.
And then when the camera goes and the intro goes, he turns it on and he cranks it up. And it was an issue that we used to have a lot because I'd be like, Greg, give me a little mic check. And be like, yo, what's up? And then finally me and Kevin had to be like, can you turn it up to 11 like you're gonna and give us the mic check and then you do
Give me
it.
a what's up, everybody.
Yeah, give me a what's up,
Because
everybody.
he can't say those words quietly.
No, you can't. It's actually it's proven fact. Nobody can say what's up, everybody quietly. It just doesn't work.
Nobody
way.
can. No, it's that's the energy. That's the special sauce. That's the
Mhm.
spinach. And so this actually brings us to an interesting topic of conversation. I have a confession to make. I am using a performance enhancing drug today to make
Good.
sure I had the energy.
Okay.
It's beyond the normal coffee. Now, Jackie, you
Are we
of
on the
course are.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. What is she? What is she?
Well,
I can't tell if he's doing it on purpose. I
Oh,
cannot
he
tell if
is
he's doing it on
straight
purpose.
frozen. He's definitely frozen.
This is
Do
giving
it.
us
Do it.
two
Let's
of
take.
the best freezes of
I
all
know.
time.
I know.
Can
I
we
was
take?
like, what was the question? Now I really want to
can we take bets?
know.
Can we take bets? I think he's on the train. I think he's on the train to Busan again. What do you guys
That's
think?
what I was thinking. The train to Busan.
So he used to drink
Jackie-
this-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
go
for
ahead. He used to drink this like super hardcore, like cold brew. It's cold brew, right, Tim? Busan. Like, yeah. And it's like hyper caffeinated. And Greg, of course, as you know, as you've worked with him now multiple times,
Yeah.
he goes until he drops. And so
Why
whatever
does he need
PED
caffeine ever? Like he's
Bec-
already just here.
Well,
I
because-
barely drink caffeine because I have like a big loud personality too. I'm like, okay,
Well,
Basan, okay, cool.
as you get closer and closer,
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
y'all love the caffeine here.
yeah,
apparently.
as you get
yeah.
closer to 40 years old in this game, you need a little something extra to get you through round 3, so to speak.
Round
I'm
three.
in my mid 30s. Like I'm trying to hold off on that coffee as much as I can. I have a little bit of green tea in the morning, and then I do this like protein shake coffee drink,
Mhm.
and then but like I can't drink it after 1, or I know I will not sleep the whole
That
day.
is
That's how
hilarious.
I am.
The other night, my wife was like, it was 11 o'clock at night, and we were
Yeah.
finishing up watching a movie, and she was like,
Yeah.
"Are you eating a Pop-Tart and drinking iced coffee, caffeinated iced coffee?" And I'm like, "Listen, I wanted a Pop-Tart, and it doesn't go well with soda, Tim." So I was like, "You know what would be really good with this strawberry Pop-Tart? Iced coffee," and I had some left. I did not go to bed till 3 o'clock that morning. though. That was-
Yeah.
That was
That
fun.
happens, man. And the funny thing, we talked about this a little bit a while ago, I think last week or so. But there was a day that I was on back-to-back
He's
content. didn't
got
have
Diet
time.
Coke and a coffee.
No, this
Yeah.
is just Diet Coke. This is just Diet Coke.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought that was an iced coffee too. I was like,
No.
wow,
It's-
that.
I combine these. I'm not a savage, Jack. I don't drink straight out of the 2-liter bottle when it comes to this, right?
Honestly, Nick,
actually-
I'm a little surprised that you don't, because that seems like a Nick ass move.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
You know, give
But-
it another pandemic, and I'll be just put a giant straw in all the 2-liter bottles and just suck it straight out of that bad boy.
I'm sure you will. But last week I didn't have time to get lunch one day. So Gia was at the store and she was like, "Oh, do you want to pick something up?" And I'm like, "I just need something really fast to eat that's just gonna carry me over till dinner." And she's like, "What do you want?" And I couldn't come up with anything. And I was just like, just get some Pop-Tarts." And we don't really have sweets in this house like that often.
You don't have a sweet tooth.
Ever.
I've noticed you don't really care about that.
She definitely doesn't. Like, she does not do sweets, period. But that I'm noticing is changing because all of a sudden the Pop-Tarts are gone this week. I was like, I'm gonna go get one. And I go and look at the cherry are just gone. I like look over and she just has like cherry all over her face. And she's like,
so good.
You know?
So good. Dude, for some reason, I've gone down the Pop-Tart road for the last week. It's because a liquor store near my house doesn't sell it in the box. They sell it in the individual, like made to be sold in the pack of 2.
Ooh.
And so it is just such a little gateway drug into the 3-pack that you would get at the store, or dare I say eventually, and I know this is where I'm headed, guys, the Costco like 6-pack that you get.
Oh my God, Costco. I love Costco so much. I love and hate it. Love and hate it.
Nick, everyone has say the word. We can go whenever you want. They have a business center that has different options. Nick, different options.
So good. It's so. I mean, I used to be a Costco shopper all along. When I lived in the suburbs, it was I'd go to Costco and just shop and get enough stuff for like 2 weeks worth of meals, and then of course not eat any of that and just go to Del Taco over and over again.
Yeah. I live in LA, and it's like absolutely the most anxiety-inducing experience ever. The parking lot is just packed.
Bonkers.
It's like psycho packed, you know, like it's just, and literally I remember I drove there once and it was just I couldn't find a spot. Oh, this is the other really intelligent thing they did. They put an in and out right next to the Costco.
That's a terrible
always do that.
Like,
terrible idea.
Why in the hell? Yeah, in my maybe it's like a business strategy. I have no idea. But so it's like absolute chaos getting in there. Then you can't find a spot. So I literally was like, I'm leaving. Like, too much. This is too. I'm getting anxiety. And then I hit a car. We like collided, and I was just like, Costco, man. Like, I cannot right now. I cannot. But I still shop there. But I just always, whenever I parking lot, I get like and I'm just like, oh God, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen at Costco? But yeah,
I know that feeling. I mean, that is. I shopped at Costco in SF for a while, and that parking structure was a little bit madness. But the only thing that got me through it was 2 things. One, they have like an ADA ramp that goes all the way down like 2 levels. So it's, you know, ADA ramps have to be like such a certain rake that, you know, people with disabilities can get up and down them easily.
Yeah.
But that thing was always like, for some reason, so fun for me to ride the cart down. I know that sounds sensitive, but I just ride the cart down. And then also it would be very, very, very fun for me to look forward to the free samples, the Costco, which, let's be honest, is the only reason why we shop at Costco.
I know. And during the pandemic, they were gone, you know,
which is rough out here. It's brutal.
I mean, that, okay, considering like everything that happened with the pandemic, like to be complaining about not having Costco samples sounds like awful, but I just remember it would always like hit me in the gut a little bit more when I would go to Costco and I'd be like, no samples either. No samples.
No samples.
And you
know,
know,
I do have an update real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Greg Miller's, the Comcast is just down. So he's out for the count right now. Kev, if it comes back, he's going to pop in and we'll be able to figure it all out. But Nick, because of that, do you want to hit us with that intro?
I mean, I would love to hit you with the intro.
Or I could do it.
No, I'll do it for you. I just got to grab whoever is the sponsors for this week. I totally forgot to do that. Hey. What's going on, everybody? This is the Kind of Funny podcast where each and every week 4, sometimes 5, sometimes 3 best friends gather around these mics, all bringing topics for your amusement. And of course, we do 2 podcasts per week, one of which is just the core members of Kind of Funny. And then we are very delighted sometimes to bring in cool guests like Jackie Jing, who is coming from IGN. And we're going to hear all about you because you and I have not worked together, nor have we. I think we've met a couple times IRL, but I don't know that I've never had the ability to, or the opportunity to work with you. So I'm excited to hear all about your backstory and how you got the job at IGN and all that stuff.
I love how basically, you know, I just worked with Greg and, you know, we like have all this rapport and then he's just gone. It's like he's not even here.
Trust me, this is the better way to do
it. I'm pretty sure we all met once.
Yes.
Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I was at a quick party. It was like just hellos and stuff. But yeah, then you were cool, obviously, and we're fucking cool, duh. But then you're hanging out with Greg, so you guys have your rapport. Yeah, so we set this up, but I love it. I'm feeling the vibes. We feel good. I told Greg,
yeah, you guys are great.
Don't even trip. We're gonna run this town.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we couldn't do this without you out there and your amazing support. And we got to give a shout out to our Patreon producers who make this show possible. Donovan Harkness, Joshua Schroeder, Delaney Twining, Julian the Gluten-Free Gamer, and Steve Powers. You are awesome. And if I left someone's name out there, it's because I'm working off of a doc from 2 weeks ago. So if I did, I apologize very much. Tweet at Tim Geddes and let him know how terrible I am. He'll love that. He'll love it every single time. Of course, this episode of I'm not even gonna go on the sponsor thing. I got to do the math now, Tim. I can't remember when.
Don't even
trip.
You don't tomorrow.
Okay, don't worry about it. We're brought to you by some lovely sponsors, but we'll talk to you guys about that just a little bit later. Here's the deal.
Okay.
We got. You're a guest. You're the first time. This is the first time you've been on a piece of kind of funny content, right?
First time, period,
Fantastic.
for sure. Yeah.
Love that. Let's
Give us the
oh God.
the backstory.
Who are you?
Who am I? God. Yes. Okay. I'm like, where do I start? That's like such a
start where it gets interesting. We don't need to hear the other stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever you decide is interesting.
Okay, so I'll talk about like my story as a gamer. So my brother and I were like a year apart in age, and we were like, I just don't remember any period of my life really without him. And like one of my earliest memories was when my dad brought home the Super Nintendo. And my brother and I, like, I think we were like 5 or 6, like we were really, really little, And my dad walked in with like the big box, and we were just like following him and all excited. And he started to plug in the Super Nintendo, and we were just like, what is this thing? Like, what is this contraption? And it was this little TV. I like remember it vividly. And it was like this big. And we were just like staring at the screen, and it was all like black and white. And then all of a sudden Super Mario World popped up. And I just remember we like looked at each other, and we just were like smiling and laughing and screaming. We were like really. And I always say that was like when the obsession began. And after that, like literally video games were like my safe space growing up. My best memories are with my brother in the basement, and we were just like playing. I mean, you guys can't really see, but like over on that shelf over there, I have our Super Nintendo, our Pokemon Collector's Edition N64. Nice. We have a Dreamcast.
Wait, is it the Hey You Pikachu N64? The obnoxious blue one with the
blue
Pikachu
and yellow. Yeah, and the Pikachu's on it.
Hell yeah.
I want to like go and grab it, but I'm tethered to my PC right now, so I can't go over and show it to you guys. But like, yeah, we were a big Nintendo family, and then like dabbled with Xbox, but we're predominantly PlayStation. And now I own 2 PCs, and he was a big PC gamer too. But yeah, so like always loved video games. I mean, like if we weren't playing video games, I literally feel like we were out in the backyard pretending to be like Sonics and Tails. Yeah, sometimes Knuckles. I always vibed with Knuckles. I loved him. And then yeah, I basically went into TV news for about 10 years. And my brother was always like, you should stream video games for a living. And I was like, nope, not gonna happen. That like, who does that? Is that like a thing? And then he was like,
make a career out of that. Crazy.
Definitely. I was like, what are you talking about? And then he was like, well, you could try to move out to LA and like host like video game events. This is like a thing now. And I was just like, I'm a TV news anchor, and I was just like, to me, it just sounded like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And my brother, he struggled with heroin addiction for a big part of his life. And I told you guys that like video games were our safe space. Like growing up, we had a pretty rough childhood. And we were bullied pretty badly. And I just like, he was my best friend, and like we just played video games. Like that's how I feel like I like got through my childhood, And he definitely, like, we're very different people. Like, I feel like the bullying made me become like a very hard, like shielded, big personality, explosive person. If you guys like anime, I feel like Bakugo from My Hero Academia, but you might not know who that is. And then he was just completely different, like a really like quiet, like soft person. But he really like struggled with our childhood in a different way than I did. And he struggled with heroin addiction for most of his adult life. And he passed away when he was 28 and I was 29. And I was like, you know what? He constantly, like we would be on the phone and he'd always be like, because working in TV news is rough.
Yeah.
Like it is like, I give so much praise to the people who are in that industry. And frankly, most of my friends are not in it anymore. Just a really brutal industry. Like
4 a.m. call times, right? Like insane.
I woke up at 2 a.m. for all of my 20s. I woke up at 2 a.m. Yeah. And then I had to go into work. I had to like digest all of these scripts on really heavy stories, from like tornadoes to murders to like bad car crashes, like just awful stuff. And then I had to anchor a show, and then I had to go out in the field and cover like court reporting or, like I said, natural disaster stuff. And then my day would be done and like so anxiety ridden and fried. Like I can't even tell you. Like I don't know how people do it now. Like props to them. And honestly, like I think there's people who like just have that passion and love for it, and they love hunting news and they love investigating and stuff like that. It's just like I found out with time that it was just not my thing, you know? But yes,
real quick, let me cut you off.
Yeah.
Kev, is there anything we can do? Can she go into her settings or something? Because your mic's getting cut off a lot. Are you noticing that, Nick?
Yeah, just a little bit, on my side. So
yeah,
it's
just like
the gate
every like 3 sentences or so, we're missing a little bit. And like Kev, if you have any solution for that, if not, it's not the end of the world.
Is that better?
Change those settings that we normally walk people through.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just do that. I think it's worth it.
I changed the settings to what you guys told me to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a little bit better. Sometimes I think it'll catch some other noise and cut you off if it's below a certain frequency. So let's try that. And if we need to shift, we can go through the settings again a little bit later. So going back into that, because I think I don't think Tim necessarily went through something like that, because I think he always sort of just thought like, hey, I know what I want to do. I want to make, I don't want to put words in your mouth, by the way, Tim, but it's always been, I've always been so impressed with Tim because he was like, I want to make YouTube videos. I want to be online. That's what I want to do. And I came from the generation where that wasn't even a possibility coming up. So I was like, I will have to be a filmmaker. This is all I could do to get in front of an audience and to make any sort of art for people to appreciate. So at what point did it shift for you from that over to, like, I mean, by the way, not to say that it's not a really, really hard thing that you do at IGN also, but at least you're going to bed hopefully around 2 o'clock in the morning and not necessarily waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
So basically, like, I just winged it. Everyone always is like, how did you get the job at IGN? Like, what did you do? Like, what was like the elaborate process? I literally was, I actually was between assignments. Like I just got off the anchor desk and I was about to go out in the field and do recording. And I was like, you know, obviously my brother and I like read and watched IGN content, like for, you know, I don't even know how long, like forever. And so I was like, I'm just going to go and see if they have any openings, you know, for work. And I went to their career section on the bottom of their website, and it had a host opening. So I was just like, screw it.
Why not?
I'll submit something. And I literally remember like you had to put in an email, and I literally was like starting to type up an email, and I was like, okay, make this like really, you know, like put focus in this, make this important, like you know, like really like dedicate time and thought into this. And then my assignment editor was like, you gotta go, we gotta fire on like whatever. And I was like, no! And so I just was like, I really like video games, and I know I look like a stuffy news lady and a suit, and I'm like, but like I'm super nerdy and I love this stuff. And I like sent it, and I was like, this is so dumb. Like, I mean, I was like, why did I even do that? I should just wait until I came back, whatever. And then I just left. And then a few days later, they reached out, and then it was just like I became a part of the process. But the whole time I was like, well, this is cool, but it ain't like I like fully in my gut was like, this isn't going to work out. But like, it's cool that I even got considered, you know? And then it was like crazy. Like in a couple months, it was like, yo, like we want you, come through. And then I was working at IGN, and that was wild.
I mean, that's insane. It's so crazy because like it's such a perfect example of like people can be so talented and be in so many different places, but you need that timing to just be lucky, just hit it. Because Nick and I, between the two of us, and just counting Nick, has been at IGN or were at IGN for such a long time that in the 10, 15 years at this point, if you count the whole time, how many host positions have even been open? 5 or less?
Yeah, very few.
Right? Like it happens so infrequently that it's like you were there at the perfect moment, and like even being considered, and then wherever it eventually gets you, it's like that is really crazy.
Yeah, to this day, I really don't know how that happened. Like, when I walked in the door and they were like putting me through orientation and everything, they were like, do you know how many people applied for this job and like all this stuff? And I was just kind of like, dang, like, you know, I definitely
you got
felt
an
super
orientation
blessed.
at IGN?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It was Fran, and Fran was like, all right, we're going to need you to go to Tokyo right now. And I'm like, okay,
cool.
I guess I'm
Oh
get
my
a passport.
God, Fran, I love Fran.
Don't we all?
Fran, we're sending you love. Yes,
know.
he's great.
We'll get around to talking shit about
He
him
would
later, but
always
loves it.
be. He would always be like, "You got the second best hair at IGN. You know that, right?"
Classic
I was like,
fan line.
"Okay, Fran. Okay."
Uh-huh.
I know it's so funny, but yeah, yeah. So,
So
and
did
then
that open your eyes more towards streaming and doing all that other stuff, or were you just like, this is the
Yeah.
path now I'm on? Forget about these mainstream news squares. I'm going digital.
Yeah, basically, I mean, you know, I spent about 2 years at IGN, and then it was basically like esports events and anime events. You know, you could make a living off of like hosting those. And I was a freelance host, and honestly, like it was crazy. Like I couldn't believe that people were like, yeah, we're gonna pay you to host these events, you know? And I was
gonna
just
go for
like,
free.
yeah, I know, right? And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like ride this train as long as I can, because like, you know, I'm here in LA, and this is like what I wanted to do. And, you know, I'm trying to like honor Ian's memory, and this is like what he wanted me to do. But I kept him just being like, it's gonna run out, and it's not gonna like it's just gonna run out. And then I'm gonna move back home with my parents. I'm gonna be like, you know what, at least I tried, you know? And it was crazy actually. Like I think that right after leaving IGN, I got a guest host role at Nerdist, and then like KTLA brought me on, and then Funimation. Actually, one of the best events of my life. Like E3 is probably number one, but like hard second now, but was my first, was I got to host this anime panel at Madison Square Garden for My Hero Academia, and you're thinking, oh, dude, it was like a Star is Born moment. Like I had no idea, like they had like 5,000 people in there. It was packed. And I went out, and it was just a sea of cosplayers, and they all just like stood up and were just like staring at me. And I was like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like,
your God.
No, I was like, I had like, it's just, and I think you two can, and maybe more so Nick, but like, did you ever think there were going to be arenas where people would be like just talking about anime or talking about video games? Like I hosted esports events in theaters filled with like tens of thousands of people, or thousands of people at least, you know what I mean? And I was like, it's never gotten less shocking to me. Like every time I go out on a stage and there's tons of people out there, like I'm always like, dude, this is, can I cuss on this? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, dude, this is fucking real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's wild, you know?
What's crazy about that is, you know, we've done so many different panels and shows of different scales, and it's like there's nothing like the roar of being on stage in a room full of people. The only thing that is like that is the roar of a room full of people that aren't even roaring. There's just so many of them that you just hear the buzzing. And I think that the number is like around that 3K mark.
Yeah.
And like that, when you talk about Madison Square Garden, when you talk about some of the bigger theaters, it's like that is a difference where it's like you don't even need to do anything, and you just hear there's just this palpable like tension of excitement, and I love it. There's nothing like it.
That is like literally the best description. Like it was just, there was this constant energy that I had never felt on that scale, you know what I mean? Because like a lot of the stuff I had done, you know, TV news wise was, you know, it was like this, like a camera. Like I didn't see people that I was being broadcasted to. It was the same thing at IGN. And so like when it started going into more like stage hosting events, like I was like, that honestly, like I thought I knew what I was doing and I was good at my job, and then I was like, oh, this is a whole different ball game. Like I thought I had like decent experience in this stuff, but being in front of like an actual crowd like that it's like you said, it's you can even if it's silent, you can just like feel the energy and you can feel the eyes on you, and it's just a lot different. So
I mean, that makes me miss conventions too. I mean, and you guys did a great job. Obviously, everyone did a great job with E3 and all that stuff, but being in physical spaces, being able to go to Comic-Con, being able to just be around everyone like that I didn't realize how much I was going to miss that until we had a year and a half or 2 years almost now without it. And I mean, like, it's to your earlier point. Yeah. Like, I would never have thought that any of this stuff would have become mainstream. Like, growing up, I was a huge nerd growing up. Like, I loved everything that you could possibly get your hands on. I mean, one of my favorite films is the 1999 Batman, because that's all we had. And so turning a corner and seeing this newer generation, and now the second to new other generations coming out and saying like, no, this is our shit. Like, this is what we do. And not only is it our passion, it's our life, and we can make money off of it. That was the big thing for me. Cause I mean, I went to college during a time where people were like, okay, maybe we should go to school for video games. Like, maybe that's a thing people would do. Like, you'd go for programming, but there wasn't like a dedicated game design thing. And now, I mean, video games, Marvel movies, these are the highest revenue products on the planet. And it's like, if I had a kid, I'd be like, dude, you absolutely can do anything you want in this space at all. I mean, stream putting your shoes on, for Christ's sake. I don't know what the next meta is going to be on Twitch, but maybe it's going to be, I don't know. It's probably not. Well, bare feet's probably already.
I know, kind of funny is killing the hot tub streams, right? That's like your guys' main thing.
Jackie, I want to do a hot tub stream so bad with Kevin, but
I'm here for it.
He has a hot tub and he's got a turtle, and I'm just saying, giant turtle with a hot tub.
I
want that to happen,
want, Nicholas.
Kevin, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna bring you.
No, thank you.
I'm gonna bring some chubbies. We're gonna wear some chubbies together.
Those are the little shorts. That's exactly what I just told you not to bring. You know that's what I was talking about.
Dude, guys out, thighs out, Kev.
Guys out, thighs out, suns out, guns out.
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna bring over 5 different pairs of chubbies, because you have to change bathing suits. That's what I've learned. And I'm also gonna bring over some baby oil and some Sharpies, Kevin, and we're gonna have some fun. That's what's gonna happen.
No.
Baby oil.
I'm here for this.
Oh yeah, the Sharpies, Tim. You don't understand. You have to write people's names on you.
That is it. Yeah. No, it's true. It's a thing.
Gotcha.
This is what happens, Tim, when I play. It's not research. It's what happens when you play Warzone at night with people. They start talking and you go, hold on, pause the game. Pause the game.
Oh my God, can we play Warzone together?
Fuck yes, we can play Warzone.
Fuck yes, I play like every night.
Oh my God. All right.
I'm terrible, but I absolutely, I'm so addicted to that game. It's so bad. Like, literally, I'll start playing like some sort of story game, and then I'm like, I just want stuff. And you can, when I was hosting with Greg, like, he was like, literally like, you have anger problems. Like, I was like, violence, like vampires, zombies, killing stuff. Like, he was like, what is wrong with you? I was like, I don't know. Like, honestly, my favorite game, I think, during the pandemic was Doom Eternal. It was like, it got me through. Like, it got me through. Like, chainsawing like demon skeletons and their like spleens like ripping out partway. Like, I was like, oh, I'm okay.
Honestly,
okay.
That's one of the reasons, like one of the things that, I mean, ask Tim, like I never used to play a lot of games, which just sounds crazy because I worked at IGN for like 9 years. But when the pandemic hit, I was like, I kind of want to get a PC and I kind of want to get into Warzone. And Tim, who is pretty much my dad at this point, was like, why don't you start on your PS5? And if you play enough nights in a row, we'll get you a PC. But I just think
it's so funny that like that is so close to reality.
but it's also like I kind of want to get. No, it's, hey man, do you think Kind of Funny should buy me a computer?
Yeah, that's how that conversation went. And then not only that, when Tim was like, well, why don't you start on your PS5 and we'll maybe get you a computer in the second quarter of the year. And I'm like, cool. What do? Immediately tell the audience Tim won't get me a computer. And so now Tim's the bad guy, and that's how I deal with reality.
Well, now I'm the good guy because you got the computer.
Hell yeah, I got a computer.
I love how Tim's the dad, but he's like 10 years younger than.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but it did.
I love it.
I guess I'll just.
You're the responsible one.
It's because Tim understands the industry and the job way better than I do. They don't bring me into to playing stuff. I just come in to like kind of pepper some fun on top of everything. But I will absolutely be hitting you up for Warzone because I, like you, not great. But there's a that's what Rebirth is for. So
God, Rebirth is my jam.
We'll play with Snowbike Mike and the Squid Squad, and those guys are really good. And you and I can just be mopping up the floor with whatever they got left over. It'll be super fun.
Yeah, I also love Plunder and going to Storage Town, and it's just like a free for all, and everyone's just like.
I love Plunder.
It's really
People
fun.
don't play Plunder enough. We should stream Plunder because, especially if you play with by yourself and you just come back in and wreck people's days. Because there's people that are actually trying to win the game, and you're like, no.
No, it's not about winning Plunder.
No,
it's just
nobody
about killing as many people as you
Many
can. I'm
people
sorry, I
as
sound so violent and
No,
terrible.
I love it. My favorite thing to do is I have this weird thing, and this is maybe a little insight into my soul. I'll go into Plunder to level up guns, right?
Yeah,
And I'll look at it like
yeah.
I'm just time ticking in. I'm checking into this job, and I just want people to leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm obviously by myself. I'm making as much noise as possible to let all the animals know that I'm coming, right? And then there'll be the one team that decides to fuck with me, and I'm like, today is the day I ruin your life. I'm gonna haunt your fucking nightmares, team. And they're always on the train, and I just go until I kill all of them in team wipe, and then I wait for them to come back.
I love
what we
all
do.
of this. Okay,
That's what we do.
great. So we'll
what we
be
do.
doing that for sure.
This
That
is how
sounds
much-
amazing.
Perfect. And to your earlier point, this is how much I love that game because I've been playing Ratchet and Clank for like 3 weeks now. And every night I'm like, I should beat this game. It's really, really good. And then I just start playing Warzone.
I know.
You're a
I
monster,
haven't
Nick.
I haven't quite finished Resident Evil Village. I'm like literally right at the end. And dude, you should finish it. Like just finish it.
Just
Like
finish it.
I've
You like the
think I've-
violence. That's the game for you.
Yeah, no. Oh my God, Resident Evil Village. I mean, I'm 6'2", obviously like Lady D. I was
Perfect.
just like,
There's
who
the
are
cosplay.
you? I know I need to. Actually, there was like a photo I put on Twitter recently. And for some reason that night I was hanging out with 3 of my friends and they were all around 5 foot tall. They're like really tiny. And so I was like Lady D with her 3 daughters.
Oh
and
my
they're
god,
everybody.
that's awesome.
Because they were all like to hear on me, you know what I mean? They look so tiny. So, yes, it must be cosplayed. It shall be done.
That is
It
amazing.
shall be done.
I can't wait
Yeah.
to see that.
I
By
want
the way,
to
Greg. So Greg is gone. Like
He's
he ain't
gone.
coming back.
Yeah,
He
so-
slacked us. He's
Hi,
like, guys,
Greg.
yeah, Comcast is just. I mean, hey, it's Comcast. Say no more. Say no more. We're
Rip,
gonna have fun
We
though.
miss you. Yeah, no,
I
I'm
saw
having a
something.
blast.
I saw
yeah.
something. I want to grab the steering wheel of this
Take the
conversation.
Okay.
wheel.
Take the wheel.
Turn it hard right here, Kev. Can you please bring up what I sent to assets? Because every once in a while there'll be a thread on Twitter that you see the first part of it and you're just like, I'm captivated. I'm gonna read every single part of this thread because you know it's about to be good.
Oh
Mhm.
God.
And
Okay.
today we found one that delivered. I came home from New York and a raccoon fell through the roof
Yep.
above my bedroom.
That's a
Kev,
thing.
can you please click into that first one so we can look at the picture?
Okay.
2 seconds though.
That
Hold
is
on.
Thank
a
you.
thing.
Thank you.
4,
But
3.
can you imagine
So
coming
wait,
home?
what? It was a raccoon, and what happened?
Look at this picture. There's this raccoon. There's a hole in the ceiling that motherfucker fell through and just fucked up the house.
Now, here's something, Tim, that immediately. Are those tile on the ground, or do they have a bunch of cardboard laying down? No, it must be tile. Right? See the lines? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Bottom
I'm
right,
just
bottom-
like, how did it get? Did it gnaw through that, or was it just
I think it
so
was just.
soft? That
I don't know.
maybe
I don't know.
it
But
had
we
some
have-
water
There's
damage.
video of it.
We have a lot
Yours-
more. So Humane Society couldn't help because it was a mama raccoon protecting her babies, probably living in our roof. So we've been waiting for someone to come since yesterday at 5 p.m.
What?
And
The
you can see this
fuck?
little homie here.
Has he just been there the whole time? He's like, I'm not leaving this spot on the wall. And you're like,
Scroll
how
down to the
does he have
next
that upper body strength?
Since the roof is open to the sky, we have a multiplied
Oh
raccoon problem.
my gosh.
Last count was 5 raccoons, and they found their way to the office upstairs as well. So this
No,
is
they
their
own
house
that room now. They own that house. Yeah, that's their house
Mhm.
now. You have to leave.
Wait, how did the other ones get in there?
The hole in the ceiling,
So wait, like they all just these raccoons just started just falling
descending. Yeah.
through? This
What is
is
happening? What is
unreal.
happening?
So
Are they
this
in
is
the
different.
walls
This
now?
is different. This is different. So
Okay,
Kev, go
okay.
back to the,
Oh, okay.
the
I
one
was
before.
like,
So they trashed my room. Who knows what else they'll do before we
the
get
fuck
them out?
does those
No
shits
idea
do?
how much this is going to
They
cost
shit
me.
on
At the
the-
very
pissed on
least,
the
I'll need new
block.
sheets.
Bed.
But then someone else replies with the thing that Kev just pulled up. Same energy as the time a raccoon broke out of my wall and got stuck. So
You
that is
guys
what we're looking
are
at here.
kidding me right now.
I mean, first off, don't let your dog get near that thing because that raccoon will scratch the crap out of its
I
face.
know.
And secondly, why do you need 2 guitars on the wall? One guitar. I'm joking. I'm teasing.
It's like Nick. There's 2 more loops too.
I
they
know.
have
I
4
can see it,
guitars.
Kevin. I was gonna start railing, but then people always get mad at me. They're like, "What do you have against guitars?" I have nothing against guitars. I just picked the 2 things that I think are weird in the room, and I'm gonna.
Oh,
shit
there's
on them for a
2
little bit.
doggies. Do you see the one over to the
Yeah.
left?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And a cat. Bottom
Where's the
left.
cat?
On top of the guitar
the cat?
case.
Oh,
It's
oh
like
my
Where's
gosh!
Waldo?
Wow, I love it. Yeah, actually, I was
Oh.
thinking not to hate on this person's home, but like their place looks like the place before, like that the raccoon broke loose.
Right.
It's
But,
like
that's just how they
but
keep it.
that's just how their house was. Oh, that was mean. I shouldn't have said that. But yeah,
No,
But
Jackie, it's
I
okay.
was-
It's
No,
okay.
they're
I'm
not
gonna put
gonna know.
you. Can I put you on blast, Jackie?
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I already know what you're gonna say. So
2 minutes before we go live, Jackie joins us. She looks back and goes, "Oh my God, my bed's not made." And she looks
Yeah.
back. Her room looks like there's raccoons everywhere. She's just like, "Get out, get out." But then,
It's
dude,
amazing.
does her bed, puts on the LEDs, and we're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, but how many? I mean, come on, for Christ's sake! Like, 5 seconds before I got live here, and Jackie, don't take that as an insult because we've all learned that we give each other shit when we have
Yeah.
to do that. So we do it before we get on camera now.
yeah,
Specifically, Andy started it. I don't know if you've met Andy or know Andy, but Andy
Mhm.
used to not make his bed, so we all made fun of him. Of course, we're all the big brothers. We made fun of him so much that now there's a
Yeah.
complex about it. But literally, before I started, I was watching Loki last night on that couch till
Oh,
like
that
1
show's
o'clock in the morning.
great.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But it looked like I slept on the couch, so I was like, I gotta get this all dialed in.
Your
If
place
we
looks
would destroy
great.
you.
I low key get it. Low key.
Ah.
Anyway,
Ah.
I low key wish I had left it the way that it looked because like none of the LEDs were on. His bed was a hot mess. I had all these clothes on the floor. I just shoved them into the closet. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw me. I was just kicking them.
How
into
you
the
do it?
closet. I
How you
just
do it?
closed the door.
I mean,
I
look.
was just
That we're
like,
ready is all that matters. What's off camera?
that
doesn't matter.
works.
You guys see this and it looks
Exactly.
super clean. Right over there, it's a disaster. There's like
Yeah.
piles of clothes as tall as me.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
God, that's so funny. That's so
Oh.
funny. Let's not tell Greg how much shit we talked about him this whole podcast, and then let's make sure we talk a lot of shit about him.
Yeah, I don't think we've talked enough.
We've
we
been
need to-
nice to Greg, I feel
Oh,
like.
way too nice, way too nice. What
Yeah.
was the process of hosting E3 with Greg like?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'll be honest, I like was completely shocked that I got picked to host. I was
How did that come about?
Yeah, like I was honestly I was like Reddit reached out to me and they're like, "Hey, like 3 show." And I was like, "Hey, this is awesome," because like I said, I'm so it's like, we're gig to gig. So I was like, "Oh, this is a great like gig," and it's always like good to work around E3, like it's a big name, whatever. And I was like working with my agent on that, and he called me like 2 days later, and he's like, "Yeah, I need to talk to you about like E3," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, like the Reddit thing, like we talked about a couple days ago," and he's like, no, like E3 like wants you to do some hosting and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, like I didn't even know that they had like submitted me for that. You know what I mean? Like I just didn't even think I would be considered. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, like what? Like some like pre-recorded content, or like do they want, or like what's the deal? And he was like, no, like they want you to host with Greg and Golden Boy. And I literally was dead silent, and I was like, wait, like what? Like, you know what I mean? Like it took me a little time to even process that, because it's like it's fucking E3. I'm sorry, excuse my French. My mom gets mad at me, but it's fucking E3, and it's fucking Greg Miller and Golden Boy. Interact with him all the time. But it's like, for me, like that was like, huh? Like what the F? I'm gonna stop saying the F word.
You can say
But
fuck, it's okay. We
yeah,
say it a lot.
I know.
I told
Anyways.
Kevin that I wanted to put Baby O on him and put him in a hot tub, so we're okay.
Yeah, you didn't say
True.
any of those stuff. You had like you
I said I was
going to
bring a bag of goodies, and we were all, you and me, Kevin, we were going to hang out. for a night.
Now
That's all
you're
I said.
adding more. You keep digging the hole deeper. Like there's no reason to add more.
I can barely see above it right
Aw.
now. We're just gonna keep digging it. Keep digging it.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. But honestly, like working with like obviously everybody was amazing. Like literally, like it was so fun. We just had fun the whole time. But I was nervous to work with Greg. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, wow, like he's like a huge name in this industry, and and I'll be honest, I'm not like most hosts. I feel like most hosts are very like confident and they have like swagger. I'm just nervous, self-deprecating. I'm very very much like old school mindset, like I study super hard. Like I literally had like a book filled with notes. Like I read like so many articles and like so like deep dived in everything as much as I could. You know what I mean? That's just the way that I am. Like I'm like, okay, stuff. Like I've never been the type of like walk in and be like, I'm so fucking cool, I can just kill this. You know what I mean? Which I have for hosts who are like that, like, so much respect for them. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I like had that confidence and swagger, but that's just not me, you know? So then like when I was about to host with him, I was like super nervous, and he was just so sweet and nice to me and made me feel like so welcomed. And you know, like, I'm sure you guys know this, hosting with people, you never know what you're going to get. And like, you have to have chemistry, you have to have rapport, and it's there. And sometimes it's not quite there, but it was like, Greg was just so warm and sweet and kind to me that it was like, I instantly felt comfortable with him. And I was like, I can say it all, you know, like that's beautiful that he has that sort of energy. And I know that we were going to hate on Greg.
Let me cut you off.
But now we're like saying nice stuff about it. But he's
we'll talk shit about him.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk shit. Can you do me a favor, and whatever you did last time for the audio, can you do it again?
No,
I don't seem to fix it for a bit.
I don't think she did anything to the audio. I don't think, right? You didn't make any changes when we spoke. Just a minute. Can you go into the settings really quick and hit voice and video in Discord?
Yeah.
And then there should be a bar that's green and yellow. It says automatically determine input sensitivity.
Yes.
Is that off?
Turn that off.
Turn that off.
It's
first.
on. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and turn that off and set the dial on there to -75. That, I hope, will take care of it.
It's a little behind the scenes for everyone right now. You've seen it.
We
If you listen to
appreciate
this
it.
One,
podcast.
2, 3. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you
Gosh,
sound
I'm
great.
so sorry.
No,
My
no
mic's
problem at all.
usually
It's
okay.
super minor. It's super minor.
One time
Okay.
we had a conversation with Jerry O'Connell from Sliders, and he was in a park. So you are literally leaps and bounds ahead of that. And
Okay.
it was a great podcast, don't get me wrong, but he was in a park with
I mean, that's
shrubbery
his,
behind
like,
him.
We know that's his go-to spot. That's where the 5G antenna is.
Apparently that's where the
Money
5G
making,
antenna
man.
is.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
Fantastic.
going back to the Greg shit talk and not, which of course there always has to be the combination because that's just how it all works. Because while
Yeah.
we love Greg, we hate him. It's just that's the magic and how the earth goes round. But it's crazy too because it's like you know, you're talking about Greg being like, oh man, like he's this industry standard in so many ways. Of course he is, but like when we were having the conversations with V3, it was the exact same way you were, where it's like, I can't believe they're actually talking to us about this. Like,
Yeah.
holy crap, Greg's going to host E3? Like,
Yeah.
that is something that like had never existed before. Like, Jeff Keighley had always hosted the YouTube E3 little thing.
Yeah, that was what
at the theater next door. But this is the first time E3 had an actual show. So you are the first ever host of E3. Like, that's incredible.
Aw.
That was what was so confusing about me because obviously I'm always out of the loop with everything. And so Tim was like, "Oh, Greg's hosting E3." I was like, "Cool, which conference?" And he goes, "No, he's hosting E3." I was like, "No, that went in one, and then it just got bounced back." I don't understand that because my experience has
Yeah.
always been like you host different conferences or you're hosting for different companies. But the idea that the ESA or whoever was the governing organization put together just an E3 stream to kind of anchor it because we didn't have a physical space was, I'm like, wow, that's actually a really cool idea. And then to come out, hire everyone that they hired to work with, and then have that amazing set for y'all to work on, which we got to see behind the scenes of because Greg, you know, kept streaming with us because he's a madman.
He
just super
was
cool.
working so hard. Like it was wild. Like it was like he would literally be on a stage with me, and then I would be going to get like water or snack, and I would hear him, you know, working with y'all, and I was just like, wow. Like, you know, I will be completely candid here. Those were extremely long days. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I was waking up for hair and makeup at 5:30 in the morning, and then I think we were wrapping up. Like I think one day was kind of later. It was like probably like 7:30. But I'm a super active person. I play sand volleyball like every day. Like I feel like I have really good endurance, and you know I'm used to like breaking news situations where you would be out in the field forever, and it was like by the end of those days, I was like so tired. And like people would be like, yo, like let's get food or like something like, you know, whatever. And I would be like, I have to go to sleep. Like I was like,
Well,
I
I
have to
know.
recharge. Like I literally remember I was so confused because I was like, you know, we're standing a little bit, but I felt like I had played like a volleyball tournament. You know what I mean? Like I was like literally, I just laid in my bed and I went to bed like at 8 o'clock. Like I feel like maybe 8:30. It was just, it was an amazing experience, but it's like I'm so proud of everybody who was involved with it because it was like we all wanted it to be so special, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Like I really like I got some great feedback and I had a blast. It was like a dream come true for me, you know? And yeah, I mean like honestly, like I'm really grateful to Greg because I felt like you know, when I was up there on stage with him, and it was crazy. Like I remember it was counting down to the first day, and it was like me and him on the stage, and I was like, why? I like usually get so nervous I'm shaking. Like I'm pretty candid about this. Like I'll usually be like shaking so badly that like my heart will be like, you know. And I remember I was like sitting next to him, and I was like, I just feel good. You know, like I was like, I feel good, you know, and I was like, I know that like we got each other's backs, and like we really want this to be great together. You know what I mean? Everybody, like that whole team, you know. And he's such the professional that he is. It's so funny because he's definitely started off saying like, "What's up, everybody?" super loud, but it, like in that moment, it didn't faze me. Like it was just like perfection, and it was great. And I don't know, I know like I probably interacted with Greg, you know, a bit during those 3 days, but it was just like, I was just so blessed to get to know him on a deeper level. And also Jen is like the sweetest, kindest, like, I'm just like the biggest fan of them. Like, I like all their stuff on Instagram. I'm always like sending them comments, and I'm like, you guys are great. Like, I'm the biggest fan. But yeah, I mean, anyways, it was an amazing experience. And I think that I'm just personally very grateful to Greg, and he's just a really kind person, and the passion is there. But like, you know, when someone's a really skilled host, when they know how to like bring out other people's passion and show their excitement, you know. And like I honestly was just like, he's a great human, and like I was really impressed with. I think he did a fantastic job with E3. I hope that they invite us all back and we can do it again. We'll see.
I'm sure they will, and you know, maybe one day you'll actually get to podcast with Greg too, because that's when he's really fun. Except the first time he screwed the scheduling for you, and the second time his internet's crapped out. So with our luck at Kind of Funny, you will be a recurring guest on here and never make a piece of content with Greg ever. that is our nom de plume. That is the kind of crap that happens when you go at it your own and start your own company, and that's just what we do.
Baby.
If you want to
support that company, you should check out our sponsors.
This podcast is brought to you by HelloFresh. What is HelloFresh? With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. Skip the trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. There's something for everyone to enjoy, with all recipes designed and tested by professional chefs and nutritional experts to ensure deliciousness and simplicity. Enjoy a wide variety of easy, delicious options for 3 meals a day, plus every snack and special treat in between with HelloFresh Market. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Greg. I love to cook, and one of the things that got me started on cooking was these kind of packages, right? HelloFresh sends you the pre-measured ingredients. You get the instructions. You pick ahead of time what sounds good. You don't have to think on the day of. You just go straight down the checklist. You make something good, and you learn how to cook. You learn new methods. That's why I love it. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, you can go to HelloFresh.com/morning14 and use the code morning14 for up to 14 free meals plus free shipping. Again, that's HelloFresh.com/morning14 and use the code morning14 for up to 14 free meals plus free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Our next sponsor, why, it's Babbel. This summer, get the most out of your travels abroad by learning the language of the destination you're going to with Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app. From ordering in restaurants or asking for directions to gaining a deeper understanding of the culture, Babbel makes the whole process of learning a new language addictively fun and easy with bite-sized lessons you can actually use in the real world. Babbel is a can't-miss travel essential. I'm not even traveling with it. Instead, Jen's mom from the one and only Quebec coming down here. I've been using Babbel. I signed up for Babbel. I'm gonna see if I can talk to her a little bit more in French than usual, because I usually can't, but I've been doing Babbel because, unlike the infamous language classes you took in high school, Babbel designs their courses with practical, real-world conversations in mind. Things you'll get to use in everyday life. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and accent. Right now, when you purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, you'll get an additional 3 months for free. That's 6 months for the price of 3. Just go to Babbel.com and use the promo code MORNING. That's BABBEL.com, code MORNING, for an extra 3 months. And our final sponsor of the day is Stamps.com. Stamps.com. Ladies and gentlemen, are you still going to the post office? Still paying full price for postage? Well, thanks to Stamps.com, you don't have to anymore. Mail and ship anytime, anywhere, right from your computer. Send letters, ship packages, and pay less, a lot less, with discounted rates from UPS, USPS, and more. Of course, when we were still in the office, one and only Joey Noel was using this to mail out all sorts of stuff for Patreon. We love Stamps.com. Stamps.com brings the services of the United States Postal Service and UPS right to your computer. It's a must-have for any business, whether you're a small office sending invoices, a side hustle Etsy shop shipping out orders, or just navigating this hybrid work life. Stamps.com can handle it all with ease. Stop wasting time going to the post office and instead go to Stamps.com. There's no risk, and with our promo code KINDAFUNNY, all one word, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in KINDAFUNNY. That's Stamps.com, promo code KINDAFUNNY. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again.
Yay. Yeah, you should.
I was like 5 seconds away. I was like,
you were going to go into a spiel. Okay.
No,
so
we don't do that anymore.
We'll put it in later.
Yeah. We have that whole edited thing and stuff, because it turns out that, and I don't have any good authority on this, but it turns out that I screwed up too many ad reads, and they were like, we should just have Greg record the ad reads, and then we'll edit them and put some music underneath it.
That's great.
So I was like, what's up, everybody? Welcome to 4hims.com. What's up, 4hims.com? Are you bald? Probably not, but I am, and it sucks. And Tim's like, that is not the copy. That is not the copy.
He's going off book.
I'm going off book. I have a fun, to shift gears, I have a fun Patreon question for us if we want to, real quick.
Let's do it.
Band or SN says, survey question for the podcast. What do you use to spread peanut butter, jelly, cream cheese, or other toppings onto edible surfaces? I read a Reddit thread that discussed using a knife versus a spoon, which is more effective. Also, when making a PB&J, do you use one utensil for both condiments? Oh, who does that? Or two? Thanks for the question. I hope this doesn't start another default state of burger debate, or do I? Question mark.
I'm going to start.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and start, Tim.
I'm a little mind blown by this, that there are options. Of course there are. It's the internet. There's life hacks for everything. Spoon, never really thought about. Makes sense contextually. Totally get why. Sure. But I'm just grown up a knife guy, so I just have never thought out of the box at all with that. I've always used a knife. But I will say, I'm a single knife person. Now, before
you're a nightmare.
Before you get aghast at me.
Wow.
I wipe it off before I put it in the other thing.
Still sticky. Still has particles of the other thing on it.
The little ridges and stuff.
No way. Yeah, Kevin, he's not wiping.
Are you kidding me?
There's no way.
No way. Why? Why?
No.
He does not wipe it off. Nobody would do that.
All right, I'm gonna say shit that's gonna piss people off, but it's just like
you really wipe it off.
I use paper towels like no one's business.
Oh, I do.
So yeah,
it's
like
bad.
that shit.
It's bad.
Tim, they're compostable. Just a heads up, they're compostable, so you can actually
paper
put
towels
in your compost.
Oh, I compost the fuck out of them. You
excellent. There you go.
I'm
there
bad.
you go.
I'm
Don't
bad
fuck
about
up the environment.
I got y'all back.
Oh man.
No, but come on, like I use 2 knives like an adult, okay? And then I set them on the edge of the sink because I know I'm gonna have another peanut butter and jelly sandwich later.
See,
I'm gonna go again.
100%, Kevin. I have been there. Do you know how many times it is like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I'm just gonna make one sandwich right now, and I do the thing where I'm like, I'm putting this knife in the sink, and it's gonna get sink bacteria all over it because I know that I'm gonna want a second sandwich later, and I'm not gonna do it. Same with peanut butter. I can't keep the jars anymore.
And you're like, I guess I'm using another knife.
And then my wife wakes up in the morning. She's like, why is there an assortment of knives in the sink? And I'm like, one of us went on a vendor last night.
Still on the edge. It's because I've
been on sandwiches all night.
2, I wasn't sure if I was gonna go for 3, and I learned my lesson from number 1.
Oh, just let the demon in. Jackie, where do you come down on this? When you make the PB&J?
Oh man, I'm gonna be honest because I'm always honest, and I have. You can ask Greg. Like everything we worked on, I was just like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I just like word vomited and said like 80 things, and I didn't mean to say it all outside in my head, but I did. So I'm sorry about that. And he's like, you're fine. But like. Yeah, I'm embarrassed. Yeah, I know exactly. I was like, God, we vibe. But I like hate to admit this. I am like I'm gross. Like I definitely use one knife and I definitely don't wipe it off. And I don't even give a crap if there's peanut butter or jelly particles in there. I don't care.
I'm with Jackie more than anything. Where it's like I wipe it off just because like just because other people care. I don't give a fuck.
I don't care.
I'm never in a situation it's only my peanut butter and jelly, so I don't do that.
Yeah, well, I definitely have a roommate and she probably hates it. And she's probably like, you're extremely annoying, but is nice enough not to say anything about it. But like, I don't like doing dishes and we do have a dishwasher, but for some reason I'm like, I'm not going to use 2 knives. No, I'm not. And yeah, so I'm gross. Is that, see, I literally, it's so funny because I think, Tim, you said that you like never, you don't do 2 knives either, right? But you never thought any other option besides your way, right? Like you never even contemplated a spoon or any other option. For me, it's like, I never even thought maybe 2 knives. Like it just never even like, I was like, no, this is always the way it's been. So
now I'm okay with
gross.
I'm okay with the paper towel, wipe it off. But if I'm going to wipe off the knife, I have to just I got to take it to the sink. I got to clean it off and get all the particles off of it.
So much work. You guys are putting so much work.
To be clear, in any scenario I have ever made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, it is right next to the sink. So for me, I take the knife. Yeah, do whatever one you want to do first. That's a whole other conversation that I don't even want to get into. But then
it's peanut butter first, right?
You just you take some water, you rinse it a little bit, you take the paper towel, you wipe that thing off. You're good. You got a new knife.
Wait, I'm sorry. Do you put the jelly on first?
I hate you.
You put the jelly on first?
I didn't say that.
You psychopath. Okay. You put the jelly on first.
I bet he does.
I didn't say that at all.
I want to know. Your Honor, if I may I treat the witness as a hostile witness?
I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say something that's probably going to piss you guys off more. I don't know what I do first. I don't care. Like, I don't think that matters.
I think I switch sometimes.
Thank you, Jackie.
It's whatever's closest. If you guys haven't picked up, I am a 12-year-old boy in a 34-year-old woman's body. I'm just like, this is close enough. If there was a spoon, I'd use a spoon. If there was a fork there, I'd probably use a fork. I hate to even admit that. I'm just like, okay, is this sandwich made? Okay, cool.
So when your roommate, so let me get this straight. Your roommate goes, I'm going to make something with peanut butter. I'm going to make a PB&J sandwich. And they pick up the jar, unscrew it, look in. There's remnants of every jelly you have in the refrigerator, but there's also fork tracks in there. Like a psychopath just dug.
Definitely fork tracks. And you want to know, oh my God, my roommate's not, I hope she doesn't listen to this. Sometimes they'll just eat it out of the jar.
Oh, listen. You gotta We're not going to judge people that eat straight out of the jar. Okay?
With a fork.
That's horrible. Use a spoon so they don't know.
Okay,
that's only acceptable with Nutella. And because, like, with Nutella, you always think that, like, look, 1 scoop will be enough. You know? Like, that's not your fault.
Oh, yeah.
Let's put it this way.
I can't even put... Nutella can't be in my house. No. Like, it can't be in my house. It can't. Like, I'll eat that whole thing in a day and get sick. Like, really ill. But I'd still eat it all in one day.
You know?
So, my wife spent a lot of time in Europe, and she was the one that kind of introduced me to Nutella because I'd seen the jar, but I was like, that's a weird European peanut butter. I don't want any part of that, right? And obviously it's amazing, but I came to the conclusion that if you keep a jar of Nutella in your house, it is for one purpose and one purpose only. It is to open that jar up and spoon that shit into your mouth. You're not putting it on toast. You're not putting it in your coffee. You're not doing any sort of weird shit that people do with it. You're going to open that jar up. You're going to smell that hazelnut goodness, and it's going straight onto your tongue. You're
making me hungry now. So wait, is your wife European?
No, she just likes to travel.
Oh, okay.
She did like a work trade for a while where she lived in other countries.
Oh, she worked there. I had a Dutch boyfriend who introduced me to Nutella, and he used to eat it like every morning, and I was always like, what is this like weird peanut butter? And then I got introduced, and then you're addicted. It's just... That's just what happens. You are introduced. And show me a person who doesn't like Nutella. Like, seriously.
Guys, I don't want to know.
I can't imagine it. I'm shocked. Again, don't ask too many questions. I grew up thinking Nutella was Filipino. I had no idea it was European of any sort. Just because every time I've ever had it, it's been involved in Filipino desserts and things.
I don't know if it is.
Those are the first introductions.
I don't know if it is from Europe. I just know that it is more prevalent, in my opinion, in Europe than it is in the States.
That's why actually, now I don't know.
I don't know where it's actually from. We could look it up.
We should probably Google
Maybe it's Filipino, for all I know.
Italy.
Italy. Okay. I thought it was European. Yeah.
Is it because you've only ever had it in crepes?
Well, that's my thing, Kev. Yeah, it's like
but also like
San Francisco, any place that I've ever got it. I understand that, but there are the Filipino
Aren't they French?
crepe desserts.
Yeah, but they could
that's
also
the
be
thing,
like
they're not quite
Japanese
crepes.
and Vietnamese too, right?
The Japanese ones are
be
crepes.
Vietnamese.
The Filipino ones aren't crepes. Is what I'm saying.
Guys,
Yeah,
I literally, first of all, just to go back to Greg, and you guys were talking about how he like messed up. It was so funny because he literally wrote me an email and he was like, "Hey, Jackie, can you confirm these times?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure." Like 2 minutes later, he's like, "I fucked up." And I was like, "Oh my god!" But now I forgot what the second part of the story was. What was I talking about?
With Greg.
Nutella or
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to give a quick shout out.
Something with Nutella. Oh well. Anyway, I fucked up that story. Good one.
I want to circle back to just a quick thought that I had the other day.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of thoughts that go through my 41-year-old mind as I'm loading my refrigerator. My wife was like, "Hey, you're out of ketchup," and I was like, "Okay." And normally I get the Trader Joe's organic ketchup, which comes in a more traditional ketchup bottle, which in my opinion is an inferior design. So I go to the corner store to get Heinz ketchup, right, which is the prevailing ketchup here in California.
Yeah.
And I look and it comes in you turn it upside down squirtable bottle. And I'm like, how did we as a society live without these bottles? Because if you want to talk about next level shit, why is there not a squirtable peanut butter? Because squirtable mayonnaise and squirtable mustard are the fucking business.
There is squirtable peanut butter. There is squirtable peanut butter, but you know what the problem is?
Swirled with jelly.
Is there one swirled with jelly? That's dope.
Oh yeah, they have the Smucker's peanut butter and swirled jelly. It's fucking awesome.
Because the one I always had one that was peanut butter, and it always had trouble getting out because the texture was weird. So that's why it's just stuck with the jar.
Wait, hold on.
Did you find the Trader Joe's next to it? What the? How did you find? Is that in my house?
I literally just Googled Trader Joe's ketchup, and it had a Heinz ketchup, and it's exactly what you're talking about.
Unbelievable! That is exactly the bottle that's in my house right now. That's so funny.
Oh, Tim, I don't know how I feel about this.
So here's the deal. Kev, actually, don't bring that up yet. Don't bring it up.
I haven't.
Okay, good. Because first I want you to bring up this one I'm sending you now. So I Googled squirtable peanut butter to see what's going on.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And like, just please bring this up just for context. I'm seeing a lot of things like this that are like, okay, no. Like that's gonna have the texture's gonna be all off.
That's gonna
for dogs, but there are human versions too.
Oh,
but then I saw
dogs. Okay.
But then I
saw. Wait, is it really for dogs or not really for dogs?
Yeah,
this one's really for dogs.
Brand.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, you squirt it into the little. Yeah, I've seen this before. Okay,
these little guys, they're great.
Yeah.
Kev, bring up the first one I sent you, because this is like.
Is there a bigger picture?
Some next level shit. If you could just zoom in on the skipping thing.
I got you, my guy.
This could work.
I think this failed. Like this seems to me like a thing.
No, I was saying this is what I was talking about. The texture wasn't right, and it wouldn't come out great. It didn't come out great.
Because I know
this is going to be a big enough hole is all we need to solve that problem.
It had a slit hole. I literally remember this. It was a slit hole like that big, and it didn't come out right.
You're not getting the peanut butter out of that. It's got to be a hole that's at least the size of a quarter, or else it's not squirting right.
Yeah, but then think of it if it came out like that. Like then you got to get the knife out anyway.
You still got to spread it. This is the problem with peanut butter. See, peanut butter I love, but it's just there's some drawbacks to it, you know?
Yeah. So I think that. Oh, what is it?
Let me see it. What do we got?
That hole's way too small.
Yeah,
I just come out like a little weird log.
This although
weird log for sure. That is
credit to them is they have it with apple slices and little apple slices. That is the perfect amount of peanut butter for those little slices. Sure. Maybe when I say perfect, I mean 2 or 3 squeezes, but still.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you guys have done the jelly that is out of the squirt bottle, right?
I think Kevin, am I wrong? Don't they have
same texture issues for sure. It's just not the same.
Like grape jelly, like because
grape jelly, it's just not the same.
That's my go-to thing: grape jelly in the squeeze bottle.
Really? Yeah. I always had texture issues with it too.
And I still use 2 knives.
What is wrong with you?
Because you're not a savage, Kevin. That's why.
You know what I mean?
Civilized human being.
Is Kevin's house like pristine and like everything? Like there's everything is faced a certain way and like nothing's off at all. Is that like the type of person?
I don't know because I've only spent a limited time in Kevin's house, but I did open up a cabinet and all the labels are facing perfectly straight.
No, they weren't.
No, I don't know.
Were they really?
No,
Oh,
that would be
I was
amazing.
like, oh my gosh, he would hate
do that in
my
my
place.
house though, because I like it. I just think it's hilarious. My wife thinks I'm a serial killer.
There's the little.
See, that's the slit. Yeah,
This is
That's too
criminal.
small of a slit.
People should be put in
so, too.
jail
No,
for
but
this
guys,
decision.
it comes out really
Thank
like
you.
it comes about out an inch thick and about maybe 1/8 or maybe a 1/4 inch thick, and it's just the perfect amount. You lay 3 of those on a piece
Just
of bread,
dollop.
and you've nailed it. It's just perfect. Let me see if I can find.
So
it.
my
Maybe-
question is, what type of jelly? I don't say the word jelly. I say jam.
Well,
Two
they're
different
different.
things, though.
They're
Two
different.
different things.
They're
Are
two
they
different things.
really?
Yeah.
One has
How are
seeds,
they
one
different?
doesn't.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
which one has seeds? Jelly doesn't have
Jelly,
seeds, right?
I wanna
Wait,
say
jelly has seeds?
right? Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I misspoke.
wow.
It's jam.
Oh, is it the jam that has seeds?
Jam has
I just
seeds. Okay.
I just remember that when I was a kid, I used to go to this place called Coco's, which is like a chain of like diners in Southern California, and I used to get the Smuckers, you know, those individual little packets that you peel back.
Those
When
are
I was-
great.
Yeah. You just shoot
When I
them.
was a kid, I used to eat those with a spoon until they brought my food. It was like, if you don't bring my
Yeah.
food fast enough, I will eat you out of house and home. I will eat all your jelly, and your patrons will be pissed. So bring me my eggs Benedict right now.
Did you guys drink the little creamers? Because I did that too.
Hell yeah, I drink the little.
Yeah.
That
You know
always
why?
freaked me out.
That's just
I,
No.
because I always thought they were like little
I
shot
couldn't.
glasses. I thought they were like.
Oh, they
you
were
just-
so yummy. Really? You didn't do that?
I couldn't do it. And like I was a dumb kid. We all were dumb kids, but there were
Yeah.
things I did that I didn't think were gross until someone else told me they were gross. Like I
yeah.
used to like if there were sugar cubes, I was eating sugar cubes.
Oh, I used to.
And it's
Oh,
just like,
no, that
They're
makes
like-
me feel sick. Oh,
it's
that'd be too
disgusting. I
much.
mean, the idea of doing that now is like, oh my god. But if I
Yeah.
saw one of those things, I'm popping at least one. You know,
Really?
I'm a
yeah,
huge
mom's
fan.
not looking. It's like it's my cube.
I'm a huge fan of the vanilla creamer that comes in little things. Some
Oh,
I
that'd be
don't.
too sweet.
I
That'd
see.
be
I don't
too
do it now.
sweet.
I don't do it now because I'm an adult and I have to like be my own parent. But every time I see it, I go, I just want to pour that into my mouth. I want to pour like 5 of those into a glass and just drink the whole thing like it's almond milk. I'm weird.
Oh, are you guys almond milk, oat milk people now? Because I am. I don't even drink milk anymore.
I don't really consume milk in general, but when
Yeah.
I want to mellow out my coffee, I will go almond milk. But almond milk's another one of those things that I can't keep in the house because I don't eat a lot of sweet things. So when I drink it by itself, it tastes really sweet.
Almond
will-
milk does?
Yeah, I will pour myself glasses of
No.
it. Yeah, it's very. I don't eat a lot of sugar stuff, like a lot of sugar.
Are you guys all like on keto diet and like shredded?
No, God, no, far from it. But I used to do that. I lost a lot of weight on a keto diet for a long time. So I every once in a while, like every like 2 months, I'll go back on some semblance of it. Where I'll basically just cut sugar out of my diet, and like some more of the processed foods. And after a month, anything that has a natural sugar in it tastes like candy, and you just want to drink all of it. And so I have to be very careful with that.
I love
would like-
sweets, so
I would like to add that
yeah.
real milk is the only thing that's called milk, and we now call oat drink and soy drink drinks.
no.
Okay,
Almond,
put them
almond
in the
juice.
same
I'm not calling it
bucket.
almond juice.
that we
When
won
did that
last year.
happen?
Last year,
Facts.
you know,
Three
2020
things.
wasn't that bad.
Listen. 3 things. 1, okay, dinosaurs don't have feathers. 2,
True.
Pluto still a planet. And 3, everything is milk. Just say
No.
it's
Okay,
milk.
all right.
yeah.
And what's number 4?
That is-
The Earth is flat. It's what you're
I
turning
mean,
into.
jury's
I just
still
hope you
out,
know.
Kevin. Have you
Oh,
seen
see
the
what I
Earth
mean?
from
Do
space?
you want to associate with this
Hold
man? Do you
on.
want to associate with this man?
Kevin, the texture of oat milk and almond milk though
Totally
is
different.
milkish.
No.
It's
Milk
milkish
substitute
looking.
at
Yeah, it
best.
looks like skim
It's
milk. to
watery.
me.
It doesn't have skim milk. And what's the worst kind of milk?
Skim milk
Skim
is milk. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
but just
wow.
barely. It's mostly water. Do the math. Come on. Ugh.
It's
Oh
it's
my
true.
gosh.
It's like colored water at this point with just a skosh of something
See,
in it. that
I
don't even
think
know.
oat milk is really good, and I can
When
just
did
drink
oat
it
milk
out of the
become
glass.
a thing? Well,
Oh,
that-
like
this is-
recently.
Yeah, I was
like
hanging
a
out
few
with
months ago.
oat drink.
with one
Yeah.
of my friends. Went to Pete's and he was like, "Can you get me like a shot of espresso with some oat milk in it?" And I'm like, first off, no, I'm not asking for oat milk. I don't know what oat milk is, and I thought he was screwing with me. I was like, don't embarrass me in front of the barista. Sure as shit though, Tim. Everything is milk. Everything can be milked.
Anyone can cook.
Anyone
That's
can
not,
cook.
but see,
I
that's
can't
just
cook.
not true. Like, soy milk and oat milk aren't milk. It's a drink. It's a drink thing. That's like saying, you know, like orange juice is orange milk. That's just not how it works. It's orange drink.
Could be.
That's a solid point.
milk. That is a
That's a very
really
solid
good point.
Really good point.
actually.
Really good point.
Orange milk.
I don't
Ew.
understand how they get milk out or any sort of juice out of nuts anyway, but maybe that's a story for another day.
Squeeze it.
Jackie, we're
Yeah.
pretty much rounding the end of our normal podcast. Where can people find you? What are you up to right now? And where would you like people to follow you?
Okay. I stream on Twitch 3 days a week on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, usually around 9 p.m. And then I'm on all the different social media platforms. I'm on TikTok, and I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Facebook, and you know, all that jazz. So, and
Oh my gosh.
yeah, are y'all? I saw that you guys just recently, or was it Greg just started on TikTok? Like I saw his like first TikTok recently.
Yeah, we're waiting with bated breath to see the magic. that's
Why
gonna be
is
Greg
Kevin
Miller on,
laughing?
because
Well,
it
we'll
was
see
it's-
how long this goes.
Because
We'll
it's
see how
so
long, yeah.
dumb, and he's not gonna give any effort into it, and it's
no
just
zero.
like, it's just one of those things that like you shouldn't have seen because it didn't matter. But I'm glad that you saw, and also like, look at his reach. Look at his reach.
Oh my gosh.
It'll.
I think he would be really good at TikTok.
I think he's gonna get there. I mean, the thing about Greg is that he's
Yeah.
very good at social media, and by that,
Yes.
like, I think he just really enjoys the process of like sharing his life with people, and he gets it, and he looks for those opportunities. I'm kind of the opposite, where I just don't think to do anything, and I have to sort of struggle to post stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
and everyone's like, you should get on TikTok. I'm like, I'm still trying to figure out how to get followers on Instagram. I don't
Nick,
even
I want it clear.
Okay,
Like-
hold on. This is open. Oh, sorry.
No, we
Greg,
can keep
you
it
go.
on.
We're
No,
just
it's-
asking Nick to get on TikTok to consume content.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to make it. I'd love if you did. There's no chance you're going to put that time and effort into doing that. I
That's too
understand
hard.
that.
It's a lot.
You just
I
need to
don't
get
want you
on
to
it,
make
man.
it.
You're going to love it.
Nick, I
I
don't
want to
want
make
it. I just
only
wanna make that
TikTok.
clear.
I want to make TikTok
funny.
that is just nothing but like love letters to Kevin. That's all I want. Like
No,
singing
you
songs to
don't.
Kevin.
I'm just the
See,
closest person.
This is
to
why you
right
need to
now.
get on
Dancing
TikTok to
with
understand why
Kevin.
that doesn't work on TikTok.
No, it would just be at Kevin Coelho.
Oh
on
my
TikTok,
gosh.
and that's it.
You know, I actually think Nick, you'd be really, really good at TikTok. Because I think you would be like just laying down one-liner truths that are like 7 seconds long, and then it would go viral like in a
You're
second.
giving
Like
him
you just
so
be
much
like,
more
he's
credit than he deserves.
really. I feel
Yeah.
like that's like his vibe though. Like I can see him actually doing well because he would just be like, listen. I follow a lot of guys who are just like lay down the truth about like gaming, anime, or like love, or like just ridiculous stuff. But like he speaks in like short sound bites, and you all know that hits on TikTok, you know? See, and I could see Greg going like full blown like TikTok dances and like going hard on trends and just being like silly. I think y'all would kill it on TikTok.
I agree. Greg maybe not so much of the dances.
Tim is like not. He's like,
No,
Oh,
no,
no.
no.
I'm
Jackie,
just,
it's
I'm-
because
no.
Tim.
Jackie, I want you to understand. It is. I am on your side. It is a level
Yeah.
of frustration in me that I can't get them to do it correctly.
No,
It's like
but
Yeah.
that's the
I
thing.
know Nick
You
has it
know-
in him. I know Greg has
Follow
it in
your
him.
Sherpa. Follow your Sherpa, y'all. You got a
But you
TikTok
guys, like,
Sherpa
here's the
here.
thing. Nick will panic. Nick will do one good TikTok. It'll perform pretty well, and then the second one will like go some weird route because he's like gets scared and he's gonna try to be really funny and end up doing something with like meatballs or something weird, and he's just be like, "I'm
Well,
the
first
meatball
off-
guy from TikTok."
Meatball guy. That's a great. Has anyone become the meatball guy yet? Because I could slide right into that.
There is
position.
no meatball guy. I think you should. I think this is your calling. I think this is a sign. I
Here's
think you
why
need to join TikTok.
Here's why Tim is not encouraging me to join TikTok though, because he knows that I'll do it for a week and then it'll somehow turn into me making videos talking shit about Tim. And that's how that's
That's probably what would hit, and I would watch. No offense, Tim. Love you.
All good. All good. All good. Hey,
just
no, it would be. I
What
also
you
would
do?
love to watch the 4 videos made over the course of 6 months and then
Wouldn't
never
happen.
again. So
It's just I don't understand how people have the energy for it though. In all
It's
honesty, like,
tough.
I love what we were doing. Obviously, we just talked for an hour and some change about squirtable peanut butter, and it's been the highlight of my day. And
Raccoons.
so this is
yeah.
raccoons. This
Yeah.
is what I look forward to. I just don't. I think I see people that put the energy into TikTok, and I'm like, first off, I think that there is a lot more energy that goes into those than I think that people understand.
100%.
Which
Yeah.
which I mean, I see behind the camera. I'm like, okay, well, this is like obviously very creative, but also maybe it may have taken longer than they expected. And I just don't have the wherewithal for it. You know, I used to do like nightly, or not nightly, but like every couple nights I would go on Instagram, like, and just post stories for the comedy stuff that I was doing. And that was cool. But after a while, it just,
see, you're funny. If you're funny on TikTok, like you're good. Like I'm not funny. Like I'm just a nerdy girl who wears cat ears. And so I somehow get a following off of that. You know, it's like you find your niche, but like you're funny. Like I feel like y'all would hit. I think y'all need to, you need to at least start scrolling through it. I think you need to at least like check it out. You need to give it a fighting chance, Nick.
I have it. It's downloaded. Greg's got my login. So I'll tell you what, for you, I will download it and I will log on to TikTok and I will take a look and I'll start scrolling through it and let the algorithm take me where it's going to take me.
Yeah. And Nick, you were talking about how you can't grow on Instagram. Like I'll be completely honest. And I think all of us can vibe on this. Like, because we're all like, you know, trying to understand this monster called social media. And it's like, I don't know about y'all. I hate social media. I hate it. Like I hate it with everything within me, but it's like a part of like what we have to do because of what we do, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's and it's also become something that like I want to defeat this monster with everything within me. Like it's almost like a video game. Like it's this like final boss who keeps on beating me, and I'm like, I will find a way to bring you down. But Instagram is super hard to grow on, like really, really hard to grow on. I pretty much think all the platforms are hard to grow on, but TikTok, you get one thing to go get hot and it'll get a ton of views. It'll get a ton of views and you're following for sure.
My friend from Corridor Digital, Ren, just posted he's been like slowly putting things on TikTok, but it's just been little tiny things. But he had one video that blew up. It is now the 30th most liked video of all time on TikTok, and he has 1 million followors on TikTok.
I'm telling you right now, like you get like growth like that
20,000 Twitter followers or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really encouraging.
But listen, it leads to growth on your other platforms. So it's like, you know, everyone's like, people will come to me all the time and they're like, how do you grow on this stuff? Which I'm like, I'm the most average effing person on social media. I feel like I'm like micro influencer on every platform. Like I'm not mid tier or macro in any of them. I'm like literally 20K to 40K on every platform, I feel like. Or less than that, but like that's kind of like my zone. And like they're always like, well, how do you grow? I'm like, dude, it's TikTok. That's the only thing to grow on now. So I'm giving social media advice to everybody.
No, that's good advice to hear, because I feel like I've heard that from a few people too, especially with Instagram, where I hit a stride with Instagram for a while and I'm not sure. I think it's because I'm just not posting a lot, and I'm posting a lot about some comedy shows that I'm doing, which I know people go, cool, I see it, but it's not the most engaging content. But for those of you that do like it, I appreciate it. For the rest of you, how fucking dare you? But I think obviously, I think Instagram just is, I think the algorithm there is like, they want you to post more videos. I think they want you to do a lot more reels. They want you to do more stories, things like that. So I get it.
Just today, Instagram put out a thing where they were saying that they don't see themselves as a photo app anymore.
Did they really?
They are not rewarding people for posting photos. They're not promoting you, and you're not getting in the algorithm. And at least from my experience, when I post stuff, it's just not.
Oh, they're all about that Reels life. But the thing is, like, TikTok's such a pain. And you know, Nick, you're valid. Like, these people make a 7-second. Well, this is the thing with TikTok. You make a 7-second video, and you're literally like, yo, look at this booger in my nose, and somehow it gets like 1 million views, right? Yeah. Or you're like orchestrating this thing and you got a tripod and you've taken 30 different takes, and then you like edit it in a different program, and then you put it back on, and then it gets no views. You know what I mean? But then it's just like, it's another monster, just like another social media monster to slay. Yeah. But Tim, I think you stay on Nick about it, because Nick's funny, and you can't make
He's been telling me that for 10 years.
I get it. Like, dude, I want my stance on all this clear. I fucking love social media. I love consuming it. I love being a part of it. I'm not great at it because
I hate it.
But for one specific reason. It's that I could be great. I understand what needs to be done. I also understand I'm not going to do that. So it's like, I'm just kind of taking the thing of looking and be like, I know what makes TikTok work. And I know that you need to know in order for it to work. But I'm like, I'm not going to put that time in. Nick's not going to put that time in. Greg's not going to put that time in. That's fine. It's totally fine. We don't need to be everywhere doing everything. Yeah. We're just trying our best to get by doing what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But I would love for Nick to do stuff. But like, Nick needs to first understand the TikTok content to even be able to
that's
see
the
what
thing for me is like, I would need to, for me, like part of the trepidation for posting is because I like to I have been the person a lot in the past. I'm like, I'm just going to jump in and make some videos, and
which is totally fine. Like, use platforms, make content. You don't need to be chasing this, like what Jack was saying of like the final boss or whatever. If you just want to have fun and make a TikTok, do that.
Sure, sure. But for me, I like to I mean, part of me says do that, and then the other part of me says, well, you should probably understand like the culture and whatever the trends are that are happening before you jump into that. And then it just becomes overwhelming at that point where I'm like, well, that is just now I have to watch thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of it, which, by the way, I mean, you're getting a little insight into my psyche right now, which I fight this constantly, this struggle to be like, I don't know enough about this subject to interject in it. But the times where I have just jumped in, and I'll use a small example to go back to what we're talking about with Warzone. Those are the times that I have enjoyed the most amount of success and progression and just had fun with them, where I just go, I'm just going to throw it out there, jump into this group, and just repetition, keep going every single day. And now I'm to a point where I'm like, I really like I like a lot of aspects of, what that can bring to my life. I like playing Warzone. I like the crew that I play with every night. It's super fun. I like understanding sort of a little bit more of the meta of what that game has to offer. And I think that can be applied to everything, especially, even to TikTok, because everything has a meta, everything has trends.
That's true. I think what I like about TikTok is that I think that, like, for me, it's just like you said, Greg likes to share who he is. I mean, I think all of us do, right? Like, we love like people. I'm sure you've all been like, wow, people want to know more about me. That's kind of weird, right? But then when you see how reactive and how positive they are, you're like, wow. And then when you're not posting stuff, they literally like get concerned about you,
Yeah.
So they're like, what's going on? That's not true.
But people just go, he's sleeping again. He's tired.
Nick, tie.
But TikTok's just an interesting way to be able to express yourself. Like, I think it's different than posting a photo. But I mean, I agree with you. The most fun is content like this, when you can just like shoot the shit with people and just be yourself and have a good time. So
yeah, I mean, obviously we're all, a little bit we do this for a living, right? We talk a long form for a living, so of course we're going to be a little bit jaded when it comes to that, but like, we prefer this because this is what we do all day. I mean, literally all three of us, four of us, we have to make money off of talking and talking about peanut butter. And we're very blessed to be able to do that, by the way. I'm not saying like it's the coolest life on the planet, but to add on top of that,
Nick, why can we do that? Is it thanks to the supporters at patreon.com/kindoffunny who are about to get an exclusive post show that we're going to do?
Oh, I forgot we have to do the post show. It is, ladies and gentlemen, this is it for the normal show. Jackie, do we have you for a few more minutes to go into the post show?
Hell yeah, let's go.
Fantastic. Hold on. I want to say this. We didn't actually get it out there. Jackie, where can people follow you? What is your...
it's at Jackie Jing. It's at JACKIJING. Jackie Jing.
There we go.
That sounded like a song for some reason.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, until next week, I love you.